welcome. Today we are going to look at History Paper 1, Question and Answers, Section A, 25 marks. Number 1, state 3 reasons for the migration of the Abagusi into their present homeland by 1800 AD. To search for pasture and water for their animals, conflicts with their neighbors, population pressure, natural disasters, for example diseases, drought and famine. 5, spirit of adventure. 2, what was the main significance of circumcision in some Kenyan societies? It signified passage into adulthood. 3, name the treaty that retained British East African Protectorate as a British territory. The 1890 Anglo-German Agreement, that is the Heligoland Treaty. Number 4, give the main reason why the British colonial government encouraged white settlers to come to Kenya. To raise revenue for the British administration through farming. Number 5, state 2 ways in which trade unions assist their members. They negotiate the improvement of wages of members. They present their members' grievances to the heirs. Question 6, state 2 results of the establishment of independent churches in Kenya during the colonial period. African cultural practices and beliefs were incorporated into the Christian church, gave African clergy leadership opportunities in the church. More Africans were trained as clergy, accelerated the spread of Christianity, led to the establishment of independent schools. Number 7, identify the incidents that prompted the declaration of the state of emergency in Kenya in October 1952. The murder of senior chief Warihuyu, who was considered as a collaborator. 8, state 1 political impact of the African Elected Members Organization, AEMO, replacement of Leiteton Constitution by the Lennox-Boyd Constitution. Seats for elected Africans in the LegCo were increased to 14 from 8. 9, state the aim of the first All-African People Conference in which Tom Mboya served as a chairman. The decolonization of Africa. 10, name the law which helps to regulate Harambee fundraising. The Public Officers Ethics Act of 2003. 11, define the term citizenship. Legal right that a person has to belong to a particular country. 12, define the term democracy. It is a system of government where supreme power rests with the people. 13, state 3 characteristics of human rights. They are universal. They are indivisible, that is inseparable. All have responsibilities and limitations. 14, state any 3 functions of the president as the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. Appoints senior military officers. Receives the oath of loyalty pledge by members of the disciplined forces. Inspects the guard of honor mounted by the armed forces. Declares war or peace. 15, state 2 military functions of the armed forces in Kenya. Assists civilians during natural calamities. Construction of roads, bridges, schools. Entertain the public during national celebration. Question 16, state the main challenge facing the police department today. Increased crime rate. Section B, 45 marks. 17A, the Luo entered Kenya in 4 main groups. Name 3 of them. Joka Jok, Joka Owinyi, Joka Omolo, Luo Abasuba. 17B, describe the political organization of the Luo during the pre-colonial period. 1, the Luo were organized into clans. A clan was composed of a number of families with a common ancestry. 2, a number of clans occupied territorial unit, the Gweng. 3, each Gweng was an independent political unit. It was headed by a council of elders. The council of elders administered justice and was the final court of appeal. Members of the council performed political as well as ritual functions. They presided over religious ceremonies and could declare war and negotiate peace. Several Gweng formed a sub-tribe. Each sub-tribe was headed by the council of elders of the sub-tribes. 7, the council of elders of the sub-tribe dealt with such major issues as boundary disputes, external invasions, and internal clan conflicts. They had a system of chieftainism, that is the Ruoth. 18A, what is the economic reasons encouraged the British to colonize Kenya during the 19th century? To establish reliable markets for their manufactured goods, to establish sources for their industrial raw materials for industries in Britain, to control the cost in order to safeguard their trade with the East. 4, to stop the slave trade and establish legitimate trade, to find areas to invest surplus capital. B, explain 6 ways through which colonial government promoted settler farming. European settlers were provided with large tracts of land which were alienated from Africans through various land ordinances. 2. The introduction of forced labor on European farms ensured steady supply of cheap labor for the settlers. The introduction of the kipande system ensured that the Africans remained in employment. The squatter system ensured that the Africans residing in the settler farms and small plots where they practiced subsistence farming. 5. Forced settlement of Africans in overcrowded and unproductive reserves forced them to seek wage employment in settler farms. 6. Africans were forbidden from growing some cash crops and keeping exotic animals to produce them to seek wage employment in settler farms. 7. The establishment of African reserves in remote and underdeveloped areas to deprive them of market for their produce. 8. Introduction of payment of taxes in cash forced Africans to seek employment in settler farms. 9. The notary circulars of 1914 and 1918 required all chiefs to supply a number of labor recruiters for settler farms and government projects. 10. The government offered credit facilities to settlers to develop farming. 11. Establishment of agro-based industries created ready market for their produce. 12. The government encouraged settlers to form cooperatives for effective and marketing for their produce. 13. The development of transport and communication system facilitated farming. 14. The government ensured protection to the settlers against possible African rebellion. 19a. Identify 3 political and social organizations that were founded in Kenya in 1930s. Taita Hills Association, Ukamba Members Association, Coast African Association. B. Discuss the achievements of political and social organizations up to 1940. 1. In 1921, the Young Kavirodo Association presented grievances to the colonial government. As a result, recruitment camps in Nyanza were disbanded the same year. Pressure from the Young Kavirodo Association led to a reduction in poll and hard taxes from 10 to 8 rupees per year. 3. The Kavirondo Taxpayers and Warfare Association was responsible for the improvement of the social welfare of its members in both education and hygiene. 4. In 1922, the East African Association organized the Duku riots. The riots revealed to the world the harshness of British rule. Britain recalled the governor, Sir Northari, and replaced him with Sir Robert Corridon during the Devonshire talks that followed. African interests were represented by a missionary, Dr. Arthur. The Devonshire White Paper of 1923 asserted the paramountcy of African interests and shattered the settler dream of minority rule. 5. In the 1930s, the Kikuyu Central Association came out in support of independent churches. These churches achieved a certain degree of success in their fight against the negative missionary attitudes towards the Africans and their culture. 6. The independent churches, which had the support of the Kikuyu Central Association, worked hard in hand with the independent schools movement. The movement was responsible for the establishment of schools and dispensaries for Africans, and by 1952, when it was banned, it was running over 200 schools in Central Province, Ukambani and Gusii. 7. The Ukamba Members Association successfully organized protests against the government destocking policy. 8. The Taita Hills Association organized protests against compulsory destocking. As a result, the government abandoned the program. 20a. State 3 types of official currencies used in Kenya between 1905 and 1923. Indian rupee, East African florin, East African shilling. B. Explain the economic challenges Africans in Kenya faced between 1905 and 1923. Colonial land policies restricted Africans to reserves which became unsuitable for farming because of the overpopulation. 2. Both the climate and the soils of many African reserves were not suitable for farming. 3. Restrictions on livestock movement in arid and semi-arid areas affected animal husbandry. 4. Africans were prevented from purchasing prime commercial plots in urban areas. 5. Africans were barred from establishing businesses in urban centers, particularly where they could compete with Europeans and Asians. 6. Africans were squatters in settler farms. They could not own and develop land in the White Highlands. 7. The colonial government prevented Africans from cultivating cash crops because of the fear of competing against European settlers. 8. Hybrid cattle were only bred by European settlers and not Africans. 9. Transport services in Africa areas were poor. Vehicles were extremely few and that hindered the movement of both passengers and goods. 10. Postal and telecommunication services in Africa areas were also poor. 11. Air transport services for African businessmen were not available. 12. Capital in the form of loans for Africans was not within reach. Financial institutions could not resist them, especially due to lack of security in the form of land title deeds. 13. Marketing facilities for Africans were extremely limited. 14. Africans could not advertise their goods and services. The colonial government and European as well as Asian-owned media houses usually worked against commercial interests. 15. Business training for Africans was scarce. 16. Africans were discouraged from most business activities by the government. Section C, 30 marks. 21A. Define the term conflict. A conflict is a state of serious disagreement between people or groups or nations. B. Discuss the causes of conflicts in the society. Differences in political ideologies. Disagreements between party supporters over political ideologies can sometimes lead to very serious conflicts. 2 is tribalism. Differences between communities over issues such as land can lead to serious conflicts. 3. Unequal distribution of national wealth creates hatred and animosity among people who want their share of national wealth. 4. Cultural and religious differences may also lead to conflict between people, especially if there is an attempt by one cultural or religious group to impose their ideas on others. 5. Economic rivalries. Competition over businesses can lead to serious conflicts and sometimes violence. 6. Succession disputes that can lead to conflicts between interested parties. 7. Shortage of land. This can lead to serious conflicts between people, e.g. land clashes. 22A. Identify 5 roles of Electoral Commission of Kenya: to register and maintain a register of voters, to prepare and distribute ballot materials, to appoint election officials, to supervise the polling exercise, vote civic education, to determine constituency boundaries, to publish notices of elections and nominations, to supervise vote counting and announce results, to provide security during elections, to organize presidential, parliamentary, and civic elections, to clear party candidates for participation in elections, to determine the ratio of party nominees to parliament in respect to elected MPs, to identify and recommend polling stations. 22B. Discuss the factors that are likely to interfere with free and fair elections in Kenya. Violence during campaigns at polling stations may scare away voters. Ethnic loyalties. Some people tend to support and vote for members of their ethnic groups regardless of their political views. Poor means of transport. Some polling stations are inaccessible and this tends to delay the arrival of election materials and personnel. Corruption. Some candidates bribe voters to vote for them. Harsh weather conditions, for example, floods said to keep people away from polling stations. Illiteracy of some voters. The illiterate people tend to depend on presiding officers and all relatives to help them vote. They can easily be misled to vote for persons other than their choices. 7. Party loyalties. Some election officials may be biased towards certain parties and may take advantage of the illiterate people by making them vote for such parties. 23A. Name 3 types of cases handled by the judiciary in Kenya: criminal cases, civil cases, election cases. B. Describe the judicial system in Kenya. 1. Kenya's judicial system is made up of courts. 2. The court system is organized in order of seniority from the highest to the lowest. 3. Each category of courts is assigned powers and functions to hear and determine specific cases. 4. The highest court in Kenya system is the Court of Appeal. It was established in 1977 after the collapse of the East African Community. It hears appeals from all the courts. It is managed by judges appointed by the President on the advice of the Judicial Service Commission. Final decisions by this court are determined by a simple majority. 5. Below the Court of Appeal is the High Court. It is presided over by the judges appointed by the President. The High Court hears both criminal, civil, and election petition cases. It hears appellate jurisdiction over cases from the Resident Magistrate Court. It serves as a constitutional court. 6. Next is the Chief Magistrates Court. It is headed by the Chief Magistrate. It oversees the operations of the lower courts, that is the resident and the district magistrates courts. It is also in charge of the appointment of the welfare magistrates. The court hears criminal cases only. 7. Under the Chief Magistrates Court is the resident magistrate courts. They are based in the provinces. They hear both criminal and civil cases emanating from the provinces. 8. The district magistrates, that is the K.C.S.E courts, are under the resident magistrates courts. These are the lowest in Kenyan court system. They are based in the districts. The district magistrates courts are divided into 3 levels. District Magistrates Court 1, 2, and 3. They hear both criminal and civil cases. They are headed by the district magistrates appointed by the Judicial Service Commission. The K.C.S.E courts, on the other hand, are headed by the Chief K.C.S.E, assisted by the K.C.S.Es appointed by the Judicial Service Commission. They base their judgment on the Islamic law, that is the Sharia law. Then we have number 9, specialized courts. This deals with special cases concerning individuals or organizations. They include the courts martial, industrial, and commercial courts, rent tribunals, and professional tribunals. Did you understand? Kindly let me know in the comment section below and what video I can look at tomorrow. Thanks a lot for subscribing and listening to me. God bless you.